What is going on, everybody? It is Coach Adam Kelly here for another episode number 5 of Q&A with Coach AK. This is brought to you by Transformed Health Initiative. That is my online personal training, health coaching, nutrition coaching platform that I use to help transform and change people's lives through health, nutrition, and lifestyle. So if you guys are interested in coaching or anything like that, give me a shout. Please, before I even proceed with this, let me get this out there. Please, please, please like this video, share this video, leave comments on this video, no matter if it's on social media or if it's on YouTube. Please do so for the algorithm's sake and just to get the message out there of the information that I'm sharing and just, what we're trying to do here with Transformed Health Initiative, which is bring solid information, education on health and fitness, and to be able to put people in the best position to win on purpose and to succeed in all of their health and life goals. So now that we got that out the way, let me give a little bit more explanation on what I'm doing and why I'm doing this. So every Friday, I release a video that is discussing a specific question that I get a lot from either it be clients or online inquiries of just, your common health, fitness, lifestyle questions. So I figured, why not start a platform? Why not start a means to get these questions out, to get this information out? Because anybody who knows me, if you have questions about anything, I don't care what it is, my personal life, whatever it is, I'm willing to talk. I'm an open book. And if you guys have questions about what I specialize in, which is health and fitness, hypertrophy, muscle growing, training, any of the above or below, you guys know I'm always willing to answer questions and to just share what I know, because that's, why we learn. That's why we grow in this industry, is not just to help ourselves, but to help other people. So like I said, every Friday I'll be posting a question that I receive and I will provide a thorough answer. Sometimes it'll be longer, sometimes it'll be shorter, but giving multiple points on the topic and also maybe topics that relate to that specific question so people can get the most that they want and need for their health and fitness goals. Also, I want to give a little bit of a disclaimer that all of the information provided is for educational purposes only. It is not meant in any way to treat or diagnose any health conditions that should be under the care of your regular health professional or a medical doctor. So now that we got all the talk out the way, the house cleaning out of the way, let's get to the question of the week. And the question is, what are some healthier food options at truck stops while on the road for work? All right, a little bit to unpack here, but I got some really good tips on different foods that you can choose. And this, again, can be applied to not just working on the road, but say you're traveling, for the holidays, or you're traveling for vacation, or you're just traveling for work, or whatever it may be, whatever reason that you're on the road and you might, still be pursuing your health goals while in the midst of this traveling and being on the road. And a lot of if you've ever worked on the road, if you've ever done anything that has to do with traveling, especially in Oklahoma, you go through a lot of small towns where your restaurant options are pretty thin. You don't have a lot of, just options out there, period, other than truck stops and convenience stores. And we all know how that goes, especially when we're hungry. So first, before I actually get into the tips that I have on which foods to actually choose while in these locations, while traveling and all that, let's just touch on a few points here. So number one, trying to diet while working on the road or, doing a job that requires a lot of traveling can be intimidating. Just knowing, like I said previously, that all the options that are out there, not all the options that are out there, but a lot of the options that are out there that we first think of when we think convenience store or truck stop tend to be super greasy foods, tend to be super high calorie snack foods, non-satiating foods, things that you can just eat tons and tons and tons of and never be satisfied and really put yourself in a bad position. So it can definitely be intimidating, and that's why I really want to touch on this question to get this information out to as many people as possible for all those that find themselves in these situations. We also know that tasty and high calorie foods are so convenient to find, and there's so many options that are available. So you walk into the convenience store, the truck stop, even a grocery store. What's the main thing that you see? You have the candy aisle, you have the chip aisle, you have the pastry aisle. Maybe they have fresh donuts available. A lot of them have like the hot box food, like corn dogs, burritos, taquitos, and all the above, chicken strips and all that, all the yummy, greasy foods. So it can be kind of hard to navigate through all these options when there's so much of it in your face that is going to be contrary to your specific health goals. We also know that meal prepping and packing meals to take with you to eat, although may seem like that would be the best option, but it can definitely be very, very time consuming and can be difficult to keep fresh and chilled. I experienced this myself. One of the previous jobs that I worked on the road a lot, lots of traveling through the state. And I tried many times to pack meals, to cook my food in advance. I have my ice chest, having to fill up ice multiple times a day, especially in the summertime. And then you deal with issues like the ice melting into water. Now your food's floating, your containers are floating in this water substance, getting into your food. So now your food is watery and just bland and soggy, and it's just rarely ever a good situation. And then you have the time of actually heating up the food and all of that goes into it. So that can be very difficult and not always the best option for a specific person or whoever it may be. So definitely can be an issue. And then also we know that many folks have great intentions when it comes to their health and fitness goals and choosing better options, but often fail for the readily available options that are constantly put in their face. So you start off your week, you're like, yeah, I'm going to eat healthy, I'm going to pick the good options, I'm going to take some food with me. And then you have to stop for gas, you have to stop to use a restroom, or maybe you service convenience stores. And then again, you're in front of all this stuff and you get the smell of that delicious fried foods, and you just, it's everywhere, like at the counter, it's at the aisles, it's on the end caps, like there's just stuff everywhere. And it's so easy just to say, you know what, I'm in a hurry, I'm tired, I don't, my willpower is not the greatest in this moment, so I'm just going to grab what I can, and that's what I'm going to do. So those are four things that, typically can make this experience so much more difficult for us. And so that's why, like I said, I want to provide some tips and food options that you can choose in the stores or to actually take with you and have in your vehicle or your travel bag, so you never have to be in this position of not having food to eat throughout the day. And side note, even if you're working on the road, even if you're in small towns, a lot of these small towns at least have like a Mexican restaurant or some sort of restaurant, maybe even fast food, and there are healthier options that you can choose, salads, meat and vegetables, that type of things. And so that can cover you for dinner. A lot of hotels have breakfast, and you can usually get some healthy options there, so maybe that covers breakfast and dinner. But then we have lunch and snacks in between that really can be the kryptonite for most people. So with all that being said, let's get into the tips of the week. So I have 6 tips for you on, again, eating healthy while on the road or traveling, and these are in no particular order, so I just listed the options and you can do as you will with them. So number 1, fresh fruit. Now, most stores have a bowl of fresh fruit available that you can buy, individual pieces. Also, fruit, something that you can typically keep in your vehicle to have with you throughout the week or keep in your travel bag. So if it's apples, oranges, bananas, things like those, pears, peaches, other than maybe the summertime when it's hot in the vehicle or bag. But those options that have a peel on them are really great to keep on hand throughout the week. Super cheap. You buy a bag of apples that'll last you throughout the week. You have a snack, boom, boom, boom. Healthy, fiber, nutrients, all those good things. One thing I do suggest if you are going with the fruit option is to try to avoid like the pre-cut packaged fruits. One, they remove the peel, so you lose the fiber and a lot of the satiating effects of fruit. It's definitely tend to yield more calories as it's usually sitting in some sort of juice substance, whether if that's fruit juice or if it's just water that's draining the sugar out of the fruit as it's sitting in it. So this can make it harder to track and just harder to actually manage how much you're eating. So again, apples with the peel, very satiating, filling, low in calories, so you're staying on track on your health goals without having to stop and take up a lot of extra time. So number 1 is fresh fruit. Number 2, beef jerky. Man, what a great option that most people overlook. We know that almost all convenience stores, all truck stops, all grocery stores have multiple options of different types of beef jerky, different flavors, different styles, different textures. So really what can fit anybody's preference, most places have. I don't care if you're at a 7-Eleven or if you're at Mom and Pa's convenience store in Littletown, Oklahoma. You're going to find beef jerky options guaranteed, almost guaranteed. So with that being said, also, beef jerky, again, can be kept in your overnight bag. It can be kept in your vehicle. You know, it seals. It doesn't go bad. The elements don't really affect it. It lasts for a long time. So it's something that you can buy a big bag of beef jerky from the store before you head out for the week and have it to snack on throughout the week. So we know that beef jerky is very high in protein per serving. And depending on what type you get, this is my suggestion when it comes to picking beef jerky, is to pick the options that are the lowest in fats and carbs. So lowest in sugar, lowest in fats. This just keeps it leaner, doesn't take away from the taste, and this just helps you to keep your calories in control and having an option that is primarily protein. So you're hitting your protein quota as you're traveling without having to worry about having meat available or buying meat that you don't know how it's cooked, or, you know, any of those scenarios. Beef jerky, great option. Number 3, nuts and seeds. So there's a few caveats with this one that I'm going to explain, but this is also a great option to have on hand, you know, at the beginning of the week, that you take with you, because again, it can be kept in your travel bag, and it can be kept in your vehicle. You don't have to worry about it going bad. Most of them seal back up, and it's something that you can snack on for a long time, as long as you have it, without having to worry about it going bad. So super convenient. They're also tend to be packed with nutrients and minerals, so a good source of healthy fats, a good source of a lot of your vitamins. What I suggest is to choose options that are mostly just nuts and seeds, to, you know, try to minimize some of the dehydrated fruit that you may find, like the raisins or the trail mix fruit options, things like that. Just because dehydrated fruit tends to lose a lot of the nutrients once they dehydrate it, and it gets very compacted, but you have a lot of the sugar that's left, basically all the sugar that's left. So again, very easy to overconsume calories, very easy to eat too much, plus it tastes amazing. So it's going to be very hard to put it down whenever you just had enough to kind of ease your hunger. So this is a good snack option to have on hand. Again, you know, you want to monitor your consumption so that you're not overeating this. You know, don't treat nuts and seeds, a bag of trail mix, as a meal. That's a horrible idea. One, it may be a little bit satiating, but the amount that you're going to have to eat to actually feel like you ate a meal is going to put you way high on the calorie spectrum. And again, if your goal is to minimize or lose body fat and to maintain your muscle, we don't need a lot of extra calories coming from, you know, fats and carbs when it comes to a snack. And then we can get, you know, a little bit of protein from some of the nuts as well, which is another plus. So number 3, nuts and seeds. Number 4, protein bars. This is another one that gets highly overlooked and ignored. So again, you know, most protein bars can be kept in your vehicle or in your overnight bag. Now you do have like your chocolate options and stuff that may melt a little bit in the package, but still it shouldn't leak out of the package. So still, you know, something that you can buy ahead of time to try to save some money rather than buying them individually in the store. Maybe order them online, get them from Sam's or Costco's or wherever it may be that you get bulk items, or Walmart, Target. And then that way you have them on hand and you can use them, you know, at your discretion. So obviously protein bars are a great source of protein. Most of them, you know, varying anywhere from, you know, at least the decent ones that are worth buying, anywhere from 15 grams to, I've seen some up to 40 grams. So great source of protein. It can be pretty satiating because of just the amount of protein that's in it. And usually a lot of them have a good amount of fiber in them as well. So again, protein bar is a very viable option for those reasons. And most of your truck stops and convenience stores have at least a few different options of protein type bars. So again, this is one thing you want to check your labels. Make sure that you're not getting ones that are basically a candy bar with protein, unless your calories can afford it, or maybe you're not in a fat loss phase, maybe you're in a maintenance or massing phase, and that really isn't as important. But like I said, checking the label. Try to get ones that are lower in the fats and carbs area, higher in the protein. So you want protein, you know, to be the main macronutrient in the protein bar. And this again just helps you keep those calories in check, so you're not giving up all your calories for a snack option that's just going to hold you over until you can get an actual real meal. So number 4, protein bars. Number 5, protein shakes. And once again, another great option to hit your protein quotas for satiation and for convenience, because obviously you can buy protein powder and take it with you on the road. Obviously will not go bad. As long as you keep it sealed, you don't have to worry about contamination or anything like that. So you can keep it with you at all times. You can even, get you a jug of protein to save money and break it down into individual servings in little Ziploc bags. So you just can pop them out, put it in your shaker with some water. Boom, you literally lose no time of your day. You're hitting your protein and you're getting something on your stomach to hold you over. So protein shakes, protein powder, fantastic option. As far as like RTD protein shakes or ready to drink protein shakes, most convenience stores, or at least a lot of convenience stores these days, have at least 1 or 2 options, especially truck stops, have at least 1 or 2 options of pre-made protein shakes that you can buy and not have to worry about taking protein powder or storing it or anything like that. So that's an option as well. However, that will cost you quite a bit more because they are pre-made and refrigerated and convenient. So just keep that in mind. If that's not an issue, then hey, by all means. Just again, if you're in a fat loss phase or even if you're in maintenance, keep an eye on those carbs and fats. We want them to be on the lower side so we're not getting a ton of calories from that protein shake, unless you're using that protein shake as like a meal replacement. And in that case, that becomes less of an issue. But if you're using it as a snack or just a way to get in your protein for the day or to hold you over to your next meal and you are in a fat loss phase, then I suggest making sure you're getting a leaner, lower calorie protein shake option. So another great one to have available. All right, number 6, this is the last one. Now again, this is just six ideas. There's definitely more out there. You guys please comment in the comment section of different options that you guys have so people can benefit from that, because we've all probably been in this situation and had to make these decisions. So number 6, popcorn. This may sound like a weird one, so let me explain a little bit. Popcorn actually is a very good diet food because plain popcorn, let's just start with plain popcorn before we go on to the other ones. Plain popcorn is obviously no fat, decent amount of carbs. We're lacking on the protein there, so it's not a good protein source, but you get the low fat to no fat and moderate carbs. And because it's basically air, you can actually eat quite a bit of it while tracking and stay in your calorie restriction zone if you're in a fat loss phase. So it's a great snack because, you can pop one piece at a time. So by the time you get in, a half a bag, you feel like you actually ate something because of all the chewing you were doing. It's kind of playing a trick on your mind in a good way. And so you feel like you ate more than you actually did. Plus, it can be pretty satiating as well. So, like I said, that goes for plain popcorn or sea salt popcorn, just salted popcorn only. Now, when you get into like the buttery popcorns or the kettle corns or the caramels or the white cheddar or the yellow cheddar and all these different options, now we start adding more carbs and fats at a pretty rapid rate. So be careful with those unless, again, you're in a massing phase where you're purposely gaining weight, or you're in a maintenance phase where you can be a little bit more loose. Then you may not have to worry about that as much. But if you are in a fat loss phase, just watch those things and you have a very healthy snack that, once again, can be kept on hand, can be bought early in the week. Bring it with you, whether if it's pre-popped or the bags that you can just throw in the microwave while you're taking a restroom break and then it's ready to go. You can hop back on the road and get back to work or your trip. So popcorn's a very good option. Many stores in this day and age especially have a lot of like pre-packaged options, like Frito-Lay. A lot of these different companies have their own version of like a smart popcorn or something like that that's lower in calories, so easy to grab off the shelf. Don't have to worry about a mess. Don't have to worry about popping it. Don't have to worry about anything like that. You just eat it, as you need for your calories for the day. But also a lot of these stores have like the unpopped bags that you can buy as well, which will save you money for sure. And then you can just toss that in the microwave, let it pop, boom, hit the road, done. So popcorn is another very good option if you are needing a snack that's lower on the calories and can hold you over until your next protein feeding or your next meal in general. So those are my 6 food tips for when you are traveling or working on the road, especially when you don't have a lot of restaurant options. So let's run back through the 6 food items. So if you guys are taking notes or if you're just mentally jogging it down, you don't lose any of them. Number 1, we have fresh fruit. Number 2, we have beef jerky. Number 3, nuts and seeds. Number 4, protein bars. Number 5, protein shakes or protein powder. And number 6, popcorn. So like I said, this is by no means an exhaustive list. Most likely you guys know of multiple different types of good snack items to have on hand from your own experience. So please, again, if you think of any or know of any and you think I missed any, comment it, put it in the comments so somebody has the opportunity to see it and to be able to actually use that idea for their own benefit. Because this is what it's all about. It's about building community. It's about all of us working together to help each other better our health and our life and our well-being. So please, if you guys have options, comment it down below or above or however you may be viewing this video, and let us know. Let me know, because I do some traveling, and it'd be great to have more options when I run into a store, or if I'm just crunched on time and didn't have time to prepare ahead of time, to be able to have some options to run in and grab, or run from the store and grab, to just keep on hand. Because if you guys have seen my diet or the way that I eat, no matter if I'm massing or fat loss phase or maintenance or whatever it may be, I like the convenient options, the quick options, the simple options, just because life is already busy and hectic and complicated enough. And the more complicated my diet becomes, the harder it is for me to stick to it. And it's just all bad things from there. So if you're looking for convenient options while you're on the road, these are some great ones. So thank you guys for tuning in to this week's episode number 5 of Q&A with Coach AK. Like I said, we answered the question of what are some healthier food options that you can eat while traveling on the road or vacationing, that you're getting from truck stops or convenience stores, or even the grocery store, to have with you on hand. So we're not buying just whatever we see and just throwing all of our goals away. Because just because you travel, just because you're vacationing, doesn't mean that you have to give up on your goals or put them to the side. Now, with that being said, it may be a good time to take a maintenance phase from your fat loss phase, just because you know that it's going to be harder to track calories from restaurants. You may not be able to find the options that you want. Life may just get hectic. Who knows what happens? So it's probably best to switch to like maintenance out of your fat loss phase, or take like a diet break. But if you have a concrete set goal, or you're just somebody that, hey, I'll tough it out and I'll make it work, then you got some good options to work with, and build your own list of healthier food options while on the road. So I hope this helped and blessed somebody. Again, if you guys ever have any questions, please reach out. No matter what the platform is, I will gladly answer your questions to the best of my ability, or point you in the direct answer, or point you in the proper answer, the proper location to find the answer to your question. And then I would love to be able to take that question and use it as a video form to get that information out to more people. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you've missed any of the episodes, like I said, go to my YouTube channel or Facebook, where I'm sharing these videos, because there's lots of information that a lot of people could benefit from, or to be able to learn for themselves, to pass on to others who may be first venturing out on their health and fitness lifestyle or goals, or just maybe struggling through it. So please like, share, comment, help me get the message out. Help me to spread what the whole idea of Transformed Health Initiative is, which is transforming the health of others through lifestyle, through diet, through exercise, and through stress management, and all these things that tie into a healthy mind, body, and soul. So, love you guys. I'll see you next Friday. Y'all have a safe weekend. Stay blessed. See you then.